Breaking Down the Borders. I'm Linda Furiate. With me today is Peter Burns, and his astrology practice includes palmistry and teaching. Peter, welcome to the show. How are you?
Good morning, Linda. Very well, thank you very much.
Great. Well,
yes.
I appreciate you coming online with me today. I'm looking forward to talking about the Breaking Down the Borders conference. So I was looking over at your website, and you have a lot of information about your practice of astrology and palmistry, and I see that your current focus is really geared toward teaching. Why is teaching so important to you, and why should a beginner astrologer seek a formal education?
Well, I think it's an excellent idea to seek a good foundation in the basics of astrology, especially what we call the first principles of astrology, and my emphasis upon the traditional principles of astrology and then later merging them with the more modern stream of astrology. But I think as a beginning it's very important to get a solid foundation in the basic meanings of the planets, the signs, the houses, how the aspects are used, and how all this fits together in a chart, whether it's a chart for a question like a horary astrology chart or a natal chart. So it's very good to get all those basic foundations set in place at the very beginning of one's education. Yeah.
What type of astrology do you like practicing the most?
I guess horary astrology is one of my favorites. It's just so beautiful, really. It's a simple question and answer. There's no need for any complications. The total focus of the chart is simply on the question that is asked. So that's certainly a form of astrology I really enjoy. And the other form of astrology that I particularly enjoy is what we call mundane or political astrology. So looking at elections, and that is political elections. We've got one coming up here fairly shortly now, on the 21st of August. And so we have it's very exciting times in Australia. And of course over in the US you've got elections coming up, but they're not for another, you've got some midterm elections, I think.
Right, in November, right before the conference. And go ahead.
Speaking of the conference, I've got some details here for the readers. In the US the conference is going to be on the 21st of November at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And for those listeners in Australia, the conference will be on Monday the 22nd at 2 p.m. And of course the conference website is astrologyconference.org.
Great.
So it's going to be a fantastic conference, Linda.
And then your lecture for the Breaking Down the Borders conference is called Power to the Stars. Give us a little insight into the mystery of what lies beneath the backdrop of the heavens.
Well, the fixed stars, of course, have been known for millennia. And perhaps the earliest forms of astrology were based on what we call the fixed stars. As many astrologers know, the planets are what we call the moving stars. So we've got the fixed stars and the moving stars, but in modern astrology we don't so often pay a lot of attention to the fixed stars, yet they form this amazing backdrop. The tapestry of the sky at night is something wondrous to behold, and therein lies it's full of meaning at a very deep level. And the stars in one's chart, that is the fixed stars in one's natal chart, show a lot about one's personal potential as revealed, of course, through the planets. The planets set the tone for the chart and they indicate what is possible, and the fixed stars embellish that and enhance the properties that are shown in the natal chart. It's a very exciting area of astrology, and one which has so much depth and fascinating to explore.
Now, do you have a favorite star that you like to work with? And if you do, tell us a little bit about that star.
Well, there are a couple of very favourite stars. One of them would be Spica, the Virgin Spica, 23-24 degrees of Libra. That's a favourite star. It's on my 9th house cusp. So, and I know somebody else I'm speaking to has the same star placed very favourably in her chart. It's an excellent star, one of the benefic stars. Another very popular star, of course, is called Regulus. And Regulus is currently at 2950 so many minutes of Leo and about to move into the sign of Virgo. So this is a momentous occurrence, of course. We don't have the fixed stars, particularly the cardinal fixed stars, changing signs very often in the course of a lifetime or even a generation. So this is a big event, and they say it will coincide approximately with the Mayan calendar 2012. It's already beginning to happen at the moment. So that's an exciting thing.
Do you have any predictions for that time change?
I think that will coincide with a major renaissance, a new field, a new outburst of learning, an expression of exciting energy. And I think in one sense we're beginning to see the earlier stages of that renaissance at the moment, particularly through the internet and the amazing forms of creative endeavour that are taking place all around the globe, networked around the earth in a manner that's never been seen before in history. I think we're entering this new field as we speak. And of course the previous time that we had the ingress of a fixed star into a new sign was at the last Renaissance. So how many hundreds of years ago? About 600 or 700 years ago.
So, yeah. And during what, the 1700s?
I think it was a bit before then.
Before that?
I'd have to check the date, Linda. But I think it's approximately the 1400s, but I do have to check my date on that. Yeah, but it did coincide at the same time, and of course that was an amazing time for art and learning. Yeah, and I think we're going to see something of the same again at this time, and it's beginning at the moment, and the ingress of the fixed star Regulus into the sign of Virgo will take place over the next few decades. It's not simply a one-year event, it's a decade or two long event. So it's very exciting for people born at this part in history.
Great. Yeah, they'll be learning a lot, you know, about probably health-related things. Maybe some of our children will be a lot more detail-oriented and not so lazy, more work-oriented. So,
yes.
Well, we just have a few more minutes left, so or a few more seconds left, rather. If someone wants to learn more about Peter Burns and your practice, how can they get a hold of you?
If they'd like to get hold of me, they can go to my website, www.astrologycourses.info. That's astrologycourses.info. And all the details are there, the various courses: Horary Astrology, Financial Astrology, Palmistry, Foundation Studies. So these are the four cornerstones of my work, and they're most welcome to send me an email and so forth. Yeah.
And one final thought, I'll give you the last comment. Why should someone attend your talk?
Because they'll learn a lot about the fixed stars. They'll learn a lot about the in-depth meaning of these awesome stars that pervade our existence. And it will enhance your astrology no end to learn about the fixed stars. Yeah.
Well, Peter, I appreciate your time this afternoon. This is Linda Furiate for Breaking Down the Borders. See you next time.
Many thanks, Linda. Okay.